Hey developers, welcome back to another video from Better Coder. So in this video we are gonna be exploring over one more thing about Ubuntu and Linux servers. So today we are gonna be configuring our SSH, which we do to connect to our cloud server, which is located in the cloud. A cloud server is something that isn't accessed physically by you, or which is usually accessed through a protocol called SSH or secure shell. So we will be configuring that and making it more secure for others to exploit or gather data. So without wasting any further time, let's get started. Alright, so now we are gonna be first opening our terminal to make the connections to our SSH. So if you are on Ubuntu, I recommend you using the shortcut of Ctrl-Alt-T for opening the terminal. I'll make it full screen now, and like I have autocomplete, so I can easily connect with the IPs, so I don't have to remember them. You might have to type in the IPs and stuff manually. So whatever comes before the @ is the username, and whatever comes after the @ is my IP of the cloud server. So what I'll do is now hit enter. It'll ask me for my password. You have to enter your password. So I'll type in my password, and so I have connected. So the first thing which you want to do is the SSH connection file is located at /etc/sshd/sshd_config. So this is the file we are gonna edit and connect. So what you'll do is sudo nano and open the file for configurations. It'll ask me for my password again, so I'll type in the password and here. So SSH or secure shell contains two protocols and ports to connect. So when I connected, default port is usually 22 for connections, and usually we use the protocol 1, but protocol 1 is recently not supported anymore, and protocol is the default secure protocol for connections. So there are some changes which I'm gonna do. First of all, we need to uncomment this port. So we need to uncomment this port and set it as 22 for now. Then we need to go below, and since we are gonna be using a secure connection, we need to use protocol 2 by default instead of protocol 1. So what you need to do is add another line below the port 22 of P with capital P protocol, and you have to set it to 2 with a space in the middle. Now you need to save it and hit Ctrl X to exit. Now you know what, you need to restart the server. So it's sudo systemctl restart sshd. It will restart my connection. I have made a typo, so sudo systemctl restart sshd. This is the correct connection for restarting the SSHD. And now instead of exiting this, we'll just check the connection if it succeeds. So what I'll do is SSH and go into my connection through another tab, so I can ensure that it works perfectly. So let's type in the password and check whether I am logged in. Alright, so I am logged in. Now I'll log out of this tab, and we know that it works for now, so I'll close this tab. Now there are some more configurations which are really important to be made. Now I have restarted once more again for configuring. Let's now open it and start. Okay, now when someone tries to brute force, there will be logs, but our system has this commented, so it's usually info by default. So what we'll do is we'll use verbose login, VA all capital, and then we'll uncomment this line by removing the hashtag and save it. Let's explore some of the features. So usually when we log into a server, we're given a grace time of 2 minutes. So we'll just uncomment this, and we have maximum of 2 minutes to log into a server. And then what you need to do is when we are trying to log in as root, we need to stop that, because usually what bots and hackers do is target the root user to get access to control the whole server and mess with it or take any logs or any data. So what we'll do is uncomment this line, go to the end and set prohibit password as no, then save it. We'll go for max auth tries, as we'll set it as 3 for now. So we'll save it And there we go, the main password login and system has been successfully configured. Now the next thing which we need to open is Key Authentication. Needs to be set to the yes, but since it's default yes, we don't need to uncomment that. Now you need to go below, and now it comes to a password. So what you need to do is allow password authentication. If you want more secure authentication, you might need to use SSH copy ID, so which we'll be covering later, but for now you need to uncomment this line and set password authentication yes. And when you don't want any user to type in any empty password for brute forcing, or any user for empty password to log in, or set it as an empty password, you need to set it as no, since it might be vulnerable, and usually it's the top of the list which comes during a dictionary attack. So you need to do this and save it. Now let's go below. So these are some of the options which isn't easy for a beginner to configure. Even I don't use them, so we'll skip them and let's go for the below. So X11 is a desktop environment or GUI which is connected through a VNC. Like, since you have a desktop environment for your normal laptop, same you can connect to the desktop environment of a cloud server, but it isn't really common, and cloud servers are usually used for hosting. So what we'll do is set X11 port forwarding to no and save it, and let's go below. And so some more thing we are gonna do is permit tunnel. If someone uses tunnel to connect to this SSH, it's kind of dangerous and it might leak the data. So what you'll do is decline the tunnel connections made to this server. So I'll uncomment this line and save it, and let's go below. So this is the end of the file, and let's go over one more time to find if we have missed out anything. So let's go to the top of the file, okay, and let's find something if is missing. So without looking at further things, what you need to do, you have to save this file and exit. Now you need to find the IP address of this file. So after finding the IP address, it will print out the IP address. So the command which you need to type is ifconfig, not IP address. So if you get an error like this, what you need to do is just install. So sudo apt install nettools. So you'll go ahead and install. So it has finally installed. Let's clear up the screen and do ifconfig. So this is my IP address and things. So what we need to do is get the IP address for inet, which is this, I guess, and this is our net mask. So what you need to do is copy this address and open the configurations, and what you need to do is go ahead and paste your address here. If you want to just access to SSH, but if you just want to use it for hosting purposes, I recommend you just keeping it 0.0.0.0 for now. So since I'll be using for hosting, I won't be changing, but it's the way you need to configure it for better security. Now what you need to do is go below. You have to go below to the settings, and then here you have to set client alive count max to 3, and you have to uncomment this, but I won't uncomment since I have lot of users logging into my server and using the hosting services, so I won't be logging this, but you need to uncomment this feature, okay. And that's all for this configuration. And now what you need to do, exit, clear up the screen, sudo systemctl restart sshd. You need to restart it, and you need to go here and check if it works. So I'll open it again, type in your password. So it works. Let's log out of the server and try logging in again with the wrong password, and it must close my connection. So after entering a wrong password, it is trying to reject my connection. So let's try again. So after doing these things, it has finally rejected my connection. So since I've set the limit to 2, it will reject my after 2 connections. So I hope this has been successfully configured. And let's clear up the screen. And now what you need to do is you need to restart the daemon. So sudo systemctl daemon reload. You need to reload it for the configurations to change from next time. So I hope this has been an informative way of how you can configure your SSH connections. If you have liked this video, be sure to like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe to my channel and share this video with everyone. Have a good day. We'll see you next time.